NFL. Look at these numbers for Kareem Hunt and Todd Gurley, top 3 in all of these categories you see here. Touches, scrimmage yards, scrimmage touchdowns. We've got a pretty good running back with us here to discuss them. Also, Rams Hall of Fame running back Eric Dickerson. Rod Woodson said on Total Access on Friday that Todd Gurley reminded him of you running downfield. Do you see that as well?
I've heard it a lot. Sometimes, Todd is a very special player. He really is. When he came out of Georgia and he got hurt, I didn't think the Rams would draft him, but when they did, I was so excited because I knew what kind of player would become here. And I was so right about him 2 years ago when we didn't have a great offense and the things were moving kind of slow. People said, man, he's not that good. I said, trust me, if we get the right coach and the right offense, you'll see the kind of play he was at the University of Georgia.
Let me ask you what you saw in him that made you so convinced, because I feel like running backs sometimes have been hard to project from college to the pros.
The thing I saw in Todd was his acceleration, his first couple of steps, how fast they were. He's durable. He's an every down back. And that's the thing, it's being an every down back, not just a third down back, not the first down back, but an every down back.
That sounds like you, ED, when you played. The difference or comparisons now when you played, when they handed you the ball off, I know they threw you the ball earlier, but when you watch Gurley out of the backfield, if you had to suit up today, would you be able to do some of the same things out of the backfield as a pass catcher?
Man, I think I could. I mean, you never say what you can do for sure, but I really think I could. My first year, I was fortunate enough to play with Vince Ferragamo. I had 51 receptions, so I had almost 500 yards receiving.
Okay. So that answer is yes.
Yes, yeah, and then 1,800 yards rushing.
Right.
But, Todd is a special guy. I mean, I think he's a better receiver than I'd ever be because he runs better routes. Back in those days, we didn't really concentrate on routes. You thought about running the football. That was it all about.
Well, there's a pretty good back on the other side, too, with the Kansas City Chiefs. So when you look at Gurley and you look at Hunt, how do you compare these guys in their styles?
Way different. Todd is a guy that he can take it to the house. He comes out the backfield. He can run routes. But the guy on the other side, Kareem Hunt, he's a speedster. I mean, this guy when I first saw him run his play as rookie, I'm like, oh, he's fast. I mean, and like I say, speed, no speed. And he can catch the ball out of the backfield, too. So you got two guys that are a little bit similar, different sizes, but different backs also.
Sean McVay, you've had a chance to be around him a little bit. You mentioned if the Rams get the right coach, they seem to have managed to do that. What have you seen from
He's
him?
back. Of course they got the right coach. He's back on his side.
I'm on the sideline. What am I doing down here?
What is it about him, though?
I think he can relate to the players, and that's what you really need. You need a guy that can really relate to the players. They respect him also. I'm going to tell you a quick story. It was him and Kevin Demoff. Kevin Demoff told me a story where he said, Eric, last year, 2 years ago, had a receiver that kind of griped about his passes. Last year about his pass. He thought that he should have got the ball more. He said, went in, looked at the tape, him and Sean McVay. Sean told him, okay, right here, you should have got the ball. He said, this route here, you were not open. This route, you ran the wrong route. He said, and players, he said, when they left the meeting, the player was like, okay, the coach was right. I wasn't open as much as I thought I was open. And I think that's the great thing about him. He works with his players.
Not only that, it seemed like he changed the culture. It seemed like guys enjoy coming to work. They love being around each other, and they have a lot of fun. That's the biggest difference, I would say. Him coming here, you being a part of the program, seeing the change, not only in winning games and going out and performing at a high level, but guys coming together and the culture changing.
Well, we have a lot of personalities on this football team. Marcus Peters, we have Talib, a lot of guys. People say, is it going to work? But with Sean McVay, it's worked. And they love him. They love him. They respect him. That's the most important thing is he respects them also.
Well, it's going to be a good game, a big night for football here in Los Angeles, also a bittersweet one. You're seeing a lot of first responders line up behind us. They're going to be unfurling this big, giant U.S. flag for the national anthem, which is going to be sung by the Cal Lutheran Choir, which lost a former member in the borderline shooting just a week and a half ago. Scott Hansen?
Waiting for the Los Angeles Rams to play